I'm doing well, and it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yes, um, I'm really pleased that you chose Living the Gourmet.
Yeah,
Thank.
thank you so much for having me.
Oh.
I'm excited about this interview.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Actually had your salsa on my chicken sandwich this afternoon, and
Oh, great! I'm glad I got you. What'd you think about it?
I think it's delicious. Very, very good. And you know what I love about it? I looked at the jar when it arrived, and it said mild. And when I tasted it, it's spicy, and I love spicy. So,
Okay, good. I always think that's the best because even though it's this mild, all it means is that it's not as hot as the other kind that I have.
yes,
In New Mexico, everybody likes really hot stuff.
yeah,
Our mouth needs to be burning or else it's not good.
well,
So I'm glad you like it.
oh no, I loved it. I loved it. And my son said, wow, because he especially puts the sriracha sauce and everything on everything he eats. And he was very impressed that had that extra kick. And he said, Mom, I can't wait to try the hot. So that was
Yeah,
excellent.
what's funny? The hot is a little too hot for me. Of all things.
Uh
It's a
huh.
little hot. It's very difficult for me to eat because it's so hot, but we so much more of the hot to like it.
Well,
Hot.
I bet the hot would be very good if you're making a chili. You can add that to it, and that would make it, just the perfect spice. Because I like the chili spicy. I
Yeah.
and I watched your video of how you make the tostita chips, which were excellent. They are the best I've ever tried because, I won't put something on my blog that I wouldn't eat myself or that I don't think is quality. And those are excellent. They have the great crunch and they taste delicious, for lack of any other way to describe them. So I watched how you made them and I saw that you said that you got the volcano rocks yourself. That was something.
Yeah. I'm bored. I wish I could fit enough to go travel into the volcano to get
No,
But, yeah, it's pretty interesting the way it grinds it up. And so whenever it grinds the corn, it has this really great texture.
uh-huh.
See, a lot of companies, they use refined corn flour, or it's called manteca, and what it does is it just creates they use the refined corn flour, and the texture is really more like flour,
Uh-huh.
so it's so soft. We just don't quite have the same crunch.
Uh-huh.
So because we actually grind it ourselves and we don't use the corn flour, it makes it so much better.
Christine, may I just ask you, oh, Michael, can you get Inca? That's my little dog. Can I just ask you I want to be sure that this is recording well because I want to put this interview on my blog. If you can just speak, you're breaking up a touch. Is that something? So I want to be sure that it's good quality.
Okay, all right. I will. I can actually step outside. It would be better.
You think outside would be better?
Maybe I don't know. If I'm breaking up a little bit, it
You're
might be.
you're actually sounding a little bit better right now. But maybe it was just where you were standing or the phone or. But anyway, and I read your bio, and I want to thank your dad. You said that he went to Iraq in 2005. So I want to
Yeah, he was there for 18 months.
thank him for his service and that it burned down. And that was great that the community all got together and you said helped build it back again. So that's a testament.
Yeah.
Well, that's a testament to the quality and the kindness and the family itself that everybody.
Yeah, it was so. It was really amazing because after it burned down, we had showed up the next day to clean up.
Exactly.
salvage whatever, if there was anything salvageable. And, we didn't even call anyone for help. And, people just started showing up to help. People
Yes.
started showing up to just come clean. People would bring food. I remember someone came by with a whole bunch of chicken. I guess
Yeah.
they just saw us out there, cleaning. Just little things that I think, it's not, I guess, not a big deal, but it is a big deal because people were so thoughtful. That even though we didn't ask for their help, they came in to help us.
No.
And then we were able to rebuild the factory, and, people would call us and tell us, don't go after this, we love your chips, they were all really concerned. And,
Aw.
at the grocery stores, everyone went and bought out all the chips that were on the shelves because they thought they weren't sure when we were going to start making chips again.
Well, I'm telling
So
you,
it was,
it is the little things that matter. When people do something, and the smallest gesture turns out to be something that you see is really from the heart, And I saw.
yes, really.
I saw that with Hurricane Sandy because we went through that, and the kindness of people is overwhelming. So I understand that, and I want to congratulate you on your X Factor. You sound beautiful, and for making it into the top 10, I mean, you really have a beautiful talent.
Thank you so much. It was, wait. Hold on one second.
Sure.
Phone is stepping outside for a second. Sorry about that. You were breaking up for a second. I'm going outside so that I can have a clearer sound. Come on, that's my dog.
Oh, that's what when my dog was started barking.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah, you were breaking up a little bit. Yeah, the X Factor experience was so incredible. It was just really surreal, to be honest. When I auditioned and everything, about 100,000 people auditioned here, and so to make the top 10 in my category, I was just kind of living it day by day because I never knew what our next challenge is going to be. It's a lot different than what people think it is. When you see it on television, it's a lot different. It's not exactly what you see. There's a lot of things going on behind the camera and backstage that people have no idea that we have to go through. So now it's so when I watch any of these shows, I have a newfound respect for all of the contestants because you don't just show up and sing. There's a whole day. I mean, you're there about 16 hours before you actually ever even step on stage, and you're going through so much stuff backstage, and they're having you do a lot of different things. And by the time you get on stage, you're kind of drained, and and it was funny because I don't know if you've seen Hunger Games.
Yes.
But we were like, this isn't this is an X Factor, this is Hunger Games.
Well,
it was we just called it Hunger Factor.
Well,
this is Hunger Factor.
You carried yourself well, and to be able to stand there and sing, and then listen to the feedback. You did a beautiful job. You really did. So I just wanted, and I could see the closeness of your family. When your brother was there, you could see how proud he was of you. So that's
Yeah, it was poor thing. He was crying up the storm.
But you know what? That's something that just shows what a close-knit family you are. And that's beautiful. That's a nice thing. So, and I also...
Yeah, no.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, he was very sweet, and it was awesome that my family got to come out. And my dad didn't come out because he had West Nile virus.
Oh, my God.
So he had been gotten bit by a mosquito.
Oh,
and he was supposed to come out as well, and he was sick for, I don't know, a good 8 weeks. So unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it, but, my brother and my mom came, and they were excited to be there.
Well, and that just was so beautiful. It just shows, your close family, and that's a nice thing. And I saw all the traveling you did for charity with, Lima and Cape in Africa, and I mean those. You could see the joy on your face and what you brought to the children there. with the singing.
Yeah, those trips are probably the most fulfilling thing that I've done, really. I always recommend it to other people, even if it's locally, because it becomes addicting. My first trip was I went to Africa,
Uh-huh.
and when I went to Africa, I worked with these kids in a daycare in a township, and it was really surreal. It was you sing, and every single day that you walk into that classroom, they're so excited to see you, and it's just like unconditional love. They would run towards it. They're just so excited to have someone there.
Uh-huh.
And I realized how much of an impact you have. And sometimes it's hard to, you think I'm just one person. I can only do, so much. But if people were to try it out one day, go to a classroom or, share your gifts, whatever it is, mine is music. So singing with the kids and seeing how much joy it brought. After that, it was like, okay, I have to do this every year. So then that's when I went off to Thailand. And then this year I was in Peru.
Yeah.
And then I'm working out next year's trip. I'm not really sure where.
Well, you could see the connection. Yeah, I mean, the connection and the smiles and the Michael Jackson, that was just adorable. So
he's so adorable, isn't he? Well, and a really fun one was when I was in Thailand. The kids,
I watched.
it was a special education center.
Yes.
That I was working in, and a lot of the children couldn't even speak. They didn't have the
Yes.
ability to speak. But I can't tell you how many times I cried because I was just touched that. Even though they couldn't say a word, when I gave them an instrument, they could play in perfect time. They could play every melody that I showed them.
I did.
There was the piano. I showed them the piano, and it was amazing because they couldn't even speak, but they could, they could play together.
Well, I could see. I mean, the smiles on their faces and the connection that they had with you was evident. It was just real. You're a very, very giving person. You could see that you enjoyed it. You enjoyed what you were doing, and that's everything. That's just everything.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it.
And are you going, as far as the food line, do you plan on adding any other, besides the chips and the salsas?
Yeah, right now I actually have flour tortillas as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
Those. And I have just different sizes of chips. We're going into the Walgreens stores now in New Mexico, so it's been slowly building.
Uh-huh.
I plan on adding corn tortillas and, kind of going one product at a time.
At a time, yes. Yes, and perfecting that.
It's a little difficult, being in Los Angeles and trying to manage it, especially since the company's in New Mexico. So having to manage something from far away
Yeah.
is, a challenge, but I've learned so much, and I'm also excited because eventually I'll be bringing it to LA as well.
Oh, when people try them, they will be, it's not just another chip. It really, really is delicious. It really was. And I especially love the salsa. Because
Thank you so much.
when I opened it, I said, oh my God, this is almost, it smells so home cooked. It really did. It's not like, and it's not watery, it's not, runny, and it's got that really good spice. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed
thank
it.
you so much. My grandfather had started the factory in the 1940s.
Uh-huh.
So we've had many of our recipes so long that it's like if lasted this long, it'd have to be pretty good, I think. So
Of course.
We've been lucky to have good recipes and have a real faithful customers that enjoy the chips.
Well, don't you find, Kristine, that something that you grew up with, at least I find this, you feel like, gee, everybody must know how to do this, because it's so, it's so routine to you and something that you just, but then you find that people really don't do this or know how to do it, and they're so appreciative to be shown or to taste something like this.
Right. Yeah, I'm always surprised. You go on the
Yes, I went to. I did everything.
There's a section, where people can order, and
Yes, I saw
it's
that.
expensive to order because of shipping. Shipping costs is expensive
Yes.
because they're big package and they weigh a lot. And, you have to send off boxes, and I'm surprised at how many people actually order the product because it's so expensive. They end up paying. I think they're paying so much more than they would at the grocery store for like any other brand.
Exactly.
And it just shows how much people enjoy it. And I'm always really touched. I always like throw in little extra things in there. But I'm always really, really surprised, I guess. And like you said, for you it becomes routine. I've eaten the chips my whole life.
Yes.
But for people in other states to order some, or people order them for their Christmas message, or they'll order like 200 bags at a time.
Yes.
We're sending that out to them, and I'm always just really.
But you will.
Like.
I do feel that once people start trying it and trying the salsa to go with it, they I really believe they will pick it up in other stores, and it's going to become a staple. It's going to become a household name. It really will. And
I hope so. That would be great.
no, it will. It will, because you have the spirit. You have it with what you're doing, and your music, and you could see the genuineness in you when I looked at the videos.
Oh, well, thank you.
I was very.
I've been. I feel really lucky that it's continued to grow. People have been supportive. I started the company in 2009, and it was
Yes.
It was definitely really challenging. I'd be up at 4:00 every morning, making my rounds to the grocery stores, and it's been so interesting to see it grow. And I also just feel very lucky that I've had the support that I've had.
And
my dad, with my dad's factory, they've had that since 1940s, sorry. My
1949.
dad helps, offers me wisdom and offers me advice. But at the end of the day, we have two different, companies and brands. But it's been nice to have that support from my dad to give me his advice, from his experience.
Well, of course, and also, this is not just something. This is yours, and it's not just something that someone else thought up. This has the pride behind it of your family. So it's almost like you're representing your family with this product. It is. It's not. It's not that it's. So you know that you're going to care how this product turns out and the quality of it. And with what I sampled so far, I think that it's going to. It shows that your heart is in it. As is in your music and in your service to the charities that you've done. I mean, you just really, really show that your heart is in it.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's really nice getting to know you. Besides just seeing you on the show, there's so much more behind you. To you
I always
as a
find
person.
it, interesting too. I'm like, I wish, people just try the chips. Like they don't, sometimes they don't know all the. Because we've changed recipes so many times.
Yes.
We've gotten through, overcome so many obstacles with, the factories burning down and different things. And it's been, when I see the bag, I see all those things, and I hope that, when people learn the story that they kind of see those things as well. And I'm just, really glad that my family, it was my great-great-grandfather that started, his factory, and his factory is the one that creates my products now.
Right.
And he created an opportunity for me to build my own business.
Yeah.
So I never got to meet him, but it's pretty amazing how, something your family has done so far in the past creates an opportunity for you in the present, and you may never even, know them. And I hope that my company can do that as well. I don't know what opportunities I'm creating for, my family in the future.
Oh, it will. And as long as your heart is in it, and you people respond to good things and good food, and that's just a fact. People know when they taste something, and it's just like with when I cook, and I tell my son, Michael, try this, or my daughter, Thomasina, try this. And I always know if it's good or not because you could see their eyebrows go up a little, and it's like, you know? And, you know, that's like a, right? That's like a signal that, oh, this is good because you watch for their face. And, so people respond, and your product is good. You have a delicious product, and I know that it will take off. I'm sure it is already, and the fact that you were on the X Factor will only help you to promote this because people are more exposed to who you are. And I just hope that they go and read all that you've done for other people too, by bringing your music to other people. You know, in these charities that you've done. It's just wonderful to see the faces of the children.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you for also, you know, looking into that and reading into, you know, more about me and more about my company.
Oh.
It can definitely, you know, be time-consuming to learn thoroughly about someone, and I appreciate that.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I appreciate the fact that you reached out, and it would, you know, it's an honor to help someone that is sincere and cares about their product and what they're giving to the public. And you have a beautiful talent. You really do. You said you've been playing the piano since you're 4. That's wonderful.
Yes, my mom got me started when I was 4. So I've been doing it a little while, and you know, all my family, they all sing and they all play instruments. So you know, coming from a musical family, it was almost like you said again. It's like a second nature to always be playing and always be singing, and so it was definitely good to have that.
Oh, that's a wonderful experience. I bet you on holidays and family gatherings, everybody gets up and would sing and play.
Yeah, you know, it becomes like a band, you know, because everyone plays different instruments, so everyone brings their instruments.
Exactly.
Like
no.
A concert or a living room, and
believe it or not.
So it's fun, and you know, the grandchildren.
Oh, for sure.
In the family, like they're growing. Some of them are young as 5, and some are 14 or 15.
Yeah.
They also sing or they dance.
And everybody gets up and displays their I grew up in a family like that myself, where everyone would walk in either with their guitar or their mandolin, and it was just a second nature that this is how the holiday was spent. And it's
and I think it's a beautiful thing when you all share the same.
And it also makes for great.
It just brings you closer.
Exactly. And doesn't it make for great memories? It really does.
I think it makes the best memories, and you know, forever all the songs that we sing at Christmas are always going to be implanted in my memory. You know, it's never going to go away, and every time I hear those songs, I'm always going to think about the holidays.
Exactly.
I think it's such a great thing to share.
It is.
Care about and love.
And I hope that, you know, if you ever wanted to reach out to us again, to Living the Gourmet, I would love to put your product up again, and I'm going to, just with pride, it's a great product.
Oh, thank you. You know, when I have the new tortillas and everything, I'll be sure to send you some so I can get your son's approval.
Oh, and my daughter whipped up she whipped up some guacamole last night also to go with it. We bought some avocados and I'm telling you, it was just great. I really, really enjoyed it. It doesn't have, I don't know, for lack of a better word, maybe a commercial taste, or you say this is like, you know, run of the mill. It's really a good product. It really is.
Thank you. Yeah, I never really know what to compare it to, because it is truly, really very unique.
Well, the chips themselves are not like, you know, your hands don't remain with a lot of salt on them or powder on them. They're very, very good. They're very good.
Thank you. Yeah, they're also, you know, the way that we make the product is they become the nutritional information is 30% less fat and less sodium.
Yes.
Most of the chips, they're gluten-free. There's no cholesterol.
Right.
They're trans fat-free. So, yeah, they're a little bit healthier than the normal tortilla chips. well because there's no preservatives in it.
Oh,
You know,
that
it's
makes
just corn, water, and the lime and the salt. That's it.
that makes a big difference. That I don't like things with a lot of preservatives in them. I really try to stay away from that. It makes a big difference in your health. But no,
Yes.
I enjoyed it, and I'm telling you, you have a beautiful singing voice, and I'm sure that you're going to be a household name for singing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
A very, very beautiful singing voice. So,
Thank you. And I appreciate you, again, looking everything up and doing this interview with me and going a little bit more in depth about, my music and my chips.
oh, it was my
Really,
pleasure.
really close to me, so I always love when people want to know more about it.
Oh, it was my pleasure. My pleasure. I enjoyed it. And I wish you all the very, very best. I do. And I feel very grateful that I got to know you. It's very nice. And thank you.
Thank you, and I'll make sure to send you the new products in the future.
I appreciate that. And again, thank you for seeking Living the Gourmet. It was an honor.
Thank you so much. The pleasure was all mine.
Thank you. Thank you, Kristine. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye-bye now.